so hungry. That's the one thing about writing. Like, one of those people who will write and write and write, like, for hours. Um, I need some cheese. That's the thing about following your passion. Are we recording? Hey guys, so I'm back again with another Tidbit Tuesday. Special requests, 7 ways to de-stress. Now, before we get started, take my advice literally. You have to take my advice literally in order for this to be effective. So the first thing I want to talk about is prioritizing your time. But we don't take into consideration how our time is spent throughout the day. So just like a food diary or a spending diary, you should probably take a look at your day. Write down what you literally do. How long it takes you to finish a project. How long before you answer all those emails for the day. When are you most productive doing certain tasks? For instance, the first time I lost so much weight, do it again, I know I can. In order to be effective long term, I worked out twice a day for at least 5 days a week. First thing in the morning and first time I got right back in the house. This leads me to my second point. You have to have physical activity in your life. At least a couple activities that you enjoy doing that require movement. Bodies were meant to move. Song is on, I'm up and I'm moving. My friends will tell you, my family will tell you, we rarely sit down when we're at a good party. Usually by the end of that day, I'm sleeping like a baby. That leads me to my next point, a sleep schedule. Do you remember those mornings where you got up refreshed and you were ready for the day? You probably had a decent night's sleep. For me, it's between 5 and 7 hours, and I'm good to go. The fourth thing is no snacking or eating late. So we have our sleep schedule. I would say at least 2 hours prior, you should be fasting. So water. Make sure your last meal, your last snack was 2 hours before you decide to try to lay down. That creates some problems. Gas, bloating, upset stomach. You might not be able to stay asleep throughout the night. I usually try to stop eating around 8 o'clock. The fifth thing I want to talk about is having a spirit of gratefulness. Be able to purposefully think about things that I'm grateful for in my life. It didn't start to rain until after I got in the house. Something as simple as I remembered to braid my hair last night, so now I wake up and my crinkles are popping. Something humongous. The doctor's report came back negative. That might have happened 6 months ago, but depending on the doctor's report, you still grateful over that thing. Along with gratefulness comes limiting complaints. If you could get in the habit of not complaining about certain things or people, or not complaining at all for the entire day, it will work wonders with your stress level. For some of us, that means we won't say anything. There are certain things, certain topics that people bring up that I have no comment about. My mama used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I can continue throughout my day and get my work done and be productive. Instead of going on a rant about what I didn't like, what I saw, that moment is gone. And now I'm focused on moving forward in the future. It could be very stressful in the beginning, trying to do that. For my spiritually sensitive prophets and prophetesses, you sense certain things. You can see them coming on the horizon. You can see into the spiritual realm that there are things happening. Unless God gave you an assignment for it, pray on it and let it go. Getting into the habit of stopping yourself from speaking complaints is very powerful. Now, this next one is for all of the busy moms that I know. So the moms that are like me, who don't just have one job and you take care of your kids, you kind of do a little bit of everything. Invest time into researching good babysitters. There's a couple that I do have that I know I'll have to pay. But if I need them and I'm able to schedule it ahead of time, I make sure I have their money. I make sure it's a part of the budget. Take the time to research and build relationships with people. Go to the Heavenly Father about your sitter. Even if you're not a single parent, even if you have a spouse at home, you both need a break. I don't know who came up with this imaginary rule that parents are never to have breaks. Like, I don't know any sane parent who doesn't get a break. As someone who used to be married, and I didn't even have kids at that time, but date night was imperative. Reliving how it was when you all were single and courting or dating each other. You need that time. So it is imperative for my parents. If you're looking to limit your stress, you need good sitters on deck. Finally go to the doctor. I'ma finally go get my teeth cleaned. It's your time. Once a month, sometimes it's once a week, depending on who you have in your village for raising your children. And last but not least, the seventh item, prayer, meditation, and or devotion. Devotion should definitely be topics of interest. If you're a Christian, think of meditation as a time where you decide to quiet your own voice and tap into the voice of God. I would definitely suggest doing it every single day, but sometimes we get busy and we can't necessarily commit to every day. Find several times a week to do it. It's absolutely worth it. And remember what I said about being literal? I literally mean find several, so not two, at least 3 times a week where you're deciding, I'm going to take my time to quiet my own voice. All right. Now you try out some of these in the next couple weeks or so and tell me how they might have helped, because we got stuff to do.